Hello, Mr. Charlie Speller.
Hey, Rod, how you doing, young man?
Great, great. I wanted to take a few minutes and talk with you about your career here at Senior Life and why you chose Senior Life over Lincoln. And, just share with people your real experiences. And I like to start kind of from the beginning, but it's kind of interesting when our competitors try to make a statement like there's not a 150% contract, like we're promoting that and we don't back that up. It kind of amazes me that someone would say something about that, because we do pay our top leaders 150%. And, you've been with us a long time. I think, if I can remember right, I'd rather you tell me, what year did you start working with us?
I started with you guys in 1997.
1997. That's it's a long time. I was 28 when you started working with us.
Yes, I started in 1997 while I was in the Air Force.
And I remember in 2000, you led the company nationwide. And if I remember right, you still were part-time at that time.
Yes, I was in the Air Force full time. When I started with you guys in 97, I had 3 years before I retired from the Air Force. And at the time, you guys were writing just final expense with London. I came over with you guys and just started to work. And you guys were going to hire part-time at the time, but you say, I gave you a chance if you work the system. And so we worked the system, and we worked and worked and worked. And I was blessed that last year in the Air Force, I was number one in the country that year. Working part-time. I think I wrote 215 that year, was the top producer when you won the Rolex. So that was awesome.
What's interesting to me is to see a man start part-time and do better than most working part-time. And, now you've been in the business so long, when you get ready to retire, you're going to have multiple checks coming in from your service days and for all the policies that's been written in your organization. And, it's just amazing to me to see where you've came from to where you're at today, and same thing from where we've came from to where we're at.
Yes.
And, we both were at Lincoln. We both had good careers there. We enjoyed every minute. But at the end of the day, the reason that I left, and I think you will agree in just a second, is that it was all about the opportunity.
No doubt.
It wasn't about, oh, this product's a little bit cheaper, or, oh, it's underwritten a little bit different. At the end of the day, most final expense companies are all the same. All of them's good if the agent does right.
That's right.
But when I say at the end of the day, you've got to put yourself in a position that you can earn the type of income that you want to earn. And one of the most challenging things for me when I was at Lincoln, and I was a regional director, so that, I was the top dog, is that even being the top regional director for years, I still didn't see a long-term opportunity there.
I can understand.
And the reason we created Senior Life was for a long-term opportunity, not only for us, but for the leaders that have helped make us over the years. And I don't even think there's a comparison today between us and Lincoln, because to me, that would be like going to a fight, and I've got a M15, I think they call it M15, automatic machine gun,
AR-15,
and you've got AR-15, and then you've got a butter knife. And that's kind of the way that I would say, in my opinion, the differences between Senior Life and Lincoln. But you've been with us since 97. You worked with Lincoln with us for years. And now you've been with us from day one at Senior Life. And, I'd like for you to kind of just share just a little bit of what has helped you over the years see a bigger picture, want more, and at the end of the day, then do more. So that's one thing I've always known. Charlie Speller is not lazy.
That's right, bro.
And
that's right.
You know,
when you do run, I'll tell you this, man. It seemed like time just flies, you know. But when I started with you guys in 1997 in the Air Force, you know, I almost quit my first week. Honestly, I got so fired up. I went down there, saw the opportunity, came back and got the first 2 no's. I knocked on the doors and got whooped up. And I said, I'm going back doing what I'm doing, baby. And my wife told me, Kathy said, well, honey, for I understand, you told the Powells that you're going to be in the top 20 the first year. You're going to be number 1 before you retire from the Air Force. So how in the hell are you going to do that if you quit? And so what I decided to do was read that presentation about 50 times, get my mind right, and go back. So I took me a week's leave from the Air Force. So I went out that next week. I wrote me $6,000. I think I put like $3,000 in my bank. And I ain't looked back since. And I started to work, and I had a great first year, great second year. The last year, I made a little over 226. And that time I started with 70. I went to an 80 on the 80% contract part-time. And in 2000, when we started Senior Life, I jumped on board because I was following you and Dale. You know, I'm following my leader. So you guys rolling, I'm rolling too. So that's what I did. And that's the best decision I ever made. Nothing against Lincoln. They still pay me every day. Every month I get a check from Lincoln. Every single month. So I had nothing bad to say about them. It was a great experience. But I wanted, like so many others, wanted the opportunity to get paid what I'm worth and go as high as I want to go. You can't get held back in Senior Life. And that's what people have to realize. What's kept me here for 27 years is that you guys set the foundation, you put the system in place, 20 leads a week without fail, and anyone that plugs into that man will have success. And the reason that I was number 1 part-time, not because I'm the best salesperson, honestly, because all of us do the same thing. We sell quote-unquote insurance. But see, what I try to do with my clients is I sell love. In other words, I treat those clients like I would treat my brother or my sister or my mama or my daddy. And they tell their sister about me and their brother about me, their aunt about me. And that's how you increase your return on your investment with the leads. I can work 20 leads a week and write as much as anybody in the world because I'm not just selling the lead. The leads is just a person to talk to. After that point, then you have to be able to get your other resource, let them appreciate you because, you know, people don't care to know what you know till they know that you care, right? So they know that you care, man. They'll tell, boy, you so nice. You a good old country fella. And I just get their sister, and I get their brother, their aunt, their uncle, and that's what's kept me 20 years, man. I get paid every time. I never had a situation where I didn't get paid on the application that was submitted properly. None of my agents, we were blessed to be number 1 in the country with you guys. We've been the number 1 agency. I've been the number 1 producer. So, man, life is just good. Now we just got to keep on focusing, going back as a company and as a group, man. Just everybody stay focused because the sky's the limit, man. People got everything they need. It's one company. There's not a person living that we can't write that's under 85 years old. So I'm so fired up, RP, I can't stand it. That's how our brother's supposed to live. Yes, sir.
So, every time you've ever submitted business, have you got paid at Senior Life?
Every single time. Every time.
So
there's never been a time that I've submitted an application that was proper that didn't get paid. I've heard some people tell me that they don't pay. Oh, we pay every day, baby. Every single day you get a paycheck.
Yeah, that's interesting. When our competitors say we don't pay, we would have 0 agents if that be the case. And no one would work with us if that be the case. And it's kind of an ignorant statement from a competitor to say that Senior Life don't pay. But, you know, it's kind of the same thing when our competitors say that there's no such thing as a 150% contract.
Wow.
Well, you know, and I've got many other leaders that know because they're living proof. And, you know, when we're doing the things that we're doing right now, we're going to become just a bigger target that our competitors are going to be shooting at and trying to tear us down. Because at Lincoln, it doesn't matter who you are, you're going to have to work under 4 or 5 people.
That's right.
That means right off the bat, you're limited in compensation.
That's right.
And number 1, the number most important thing about this business is leads. The number two is compensation. And, I know that old saying, the commission doesn't matter. It's what you put in the bank. I get that. I said that years ago when I didn't have a contract high enough to offer anybody that I was really happy about. But, time changes many things. And that's one thing at Senior Life. We're continuing to innovate. We're continuing to bring out new products, continuing to improve our total package. And, it's just important to me for others to hear from people like yourself, because you've experienced both, just like me.
Yes, I was there for 12 years.
I loved every day that I was at Lincoln, but when I was told that loyalty didn't matter, what matters is production, I mentally quit that day. And I mentally made my determination of buying an insurance company that day. Did I know all the answers at that time? No. Did I have all the money to do that at that time? No. But what that did is that gave me a clear sense of where I needed to be in 3 or 4 or 5 years. And, at the age of 30, which now is in the year 2000, when we bought Senior Life, it's kind of still funny how our competitors act like we're new at this, or act like we don't know what we're doing, when we're one of the only few that really does know what they're doing. Look at the companies that have went out here recently that was in the final expense business. And I only say that because there's a lot of good companies, but there's not a lot of good opportunities.
That's right, RP. That's right here.
That's the difference.
Let me tell you this. And you're 100% correct, man. I'll tell you this. I remember when we first got the first application, when you sent the package to my office in Dover to go down to the state to drop the package off to get Senior Life put into the state.
Licensed.
Get licensed in the state. I wrote the first app here. That was back in 2000, one of the first such we do. And to see where we've grown from 2000 to 2024, from 4, 5, 6 states to all those other like 40 plus states, man, this is the place to be, man. So the big difference with H got to understand is looking at our opportunity for other companies is this. You can stay there, like even the bad to the bone, like guys like LeBron James or these high level athletes. They have their companies they're with, but they have to take their talents to South Beach, baby. You have to go to where this thing's happening. We've been around since 2020, when we actually started Senior Life. And 24 years later, we are bad to the bone, top finance business company in the nation. And the opportunity for people to grow is there. We don't hold anyone back. I was talking to a young man from that company recently. He's a high-level producer on a very low contract that is writing a ton of business. And I said, man, do you know how much money you're giving away each and every year that could be going to your family? I mean, I know you're a lawyer, but man, you would kind of be right. You'd be at a 130 with us. And I can give you that. I can give you a 130, and you can have the same thing and increase your income $70,000, $80,000, $100,000 a year just by making that one transaction. So with our business, man, this don't get no better than this. I mean, I can sit in my truck and take a phone call, a live transfer right here on my phone, on my Bluetooth, sit in my iPad, lean back, do the presentation, type the application in, and submit it before 1 o'clock, get paid that afternoon on that policy. Nobody can do that. Who can do that other than Senior Life? You turn your Leadway app on like this right here, it pops up. I mean, literally, I'm on my Bluetooth. I got my iPad sitting there plugged into my Ram 1500. I'm laying back. I'm on Bluetooth talking to Miss Sally. She just saw the commercial. I could write that policy, submit it less than 15 minutes, hit send, and make $1,500 commission just like that. Boom. You follow what I'm saying? So it doesn't get any better. I mean, I can be honest with you, man. I remember the days when you make a mistake in the application, you had to ride 20 miles or 30 miles to get that correction. Now you do everything right here on the computer. It doesn't get any better than this. So somebody, and listen, for a person that's older or someone that has some health issues that can't get inside the houses, Why not go in the virtual call center, the VCC, and get in here and get paid, make yourself $150,000 a year, bluff right here. And that's a no-brainer for people. We have the total best package in the world. The medical benefits, we have the daily pay, the no chargebacks, the day one vesting, the shareholder opportunity, the Millionaires Club, the Rolex Club. Come on, baby, what you want? How you want it?
You know, and I do this, is I just draw a line down the center of the paper and say what Senior Life is good at and where we're not good, and then compare us to the others in the industry. You know, I like to check the scores because every Friday at 5 o'clock, the scoreboard's up. And you either won the week or you lost the week.
That's right.
And that's based in production. But, you know, our competitors kind of got a little head start on us when I was out of the business for 5 or 6 years. That's behind us now. And that's why we're having these record months. And, you know, as I keep saying, this is just the beginning for Senior Life. We still are not nowhere close to where we're going to be and what we want to do. And we're going to continue to improve. We're going to continue to make things the best we know how. But I'll sum it up for Lincoln Leavers like me and you. It boils down to opportunity.
That's right.
And it starts with leads. What kind? What's the cost? Number 2, commissions. Commissions make a big difference. Write 70% versus 130 or 80% versus 130 and calculate and see what the difference is. Higher renewals. Like you said, medical benefits, daily paid. No chargebacks out of the front end of your check if you choose that. So, you know, you're living proof. You're as good as anyone that's ever been in this industry. And right before we got on this call, we were just talking about what makes somebody do this versus somebody that won't. And that's a question that if I knew the answer, I would give it to every single person. But I believe truly a lot of it you weed out in the interview process. And there's things that you can say and do when you're interviewing someone and thinking about bringing them on. Ask those certain questions that you know what the right answer is. And if they don't give you the right answers, then you pretty well know they're not going to make it.
Well, you know, Ron, listen to this, man. If I may interject, there's not a person that comes aboard with us that has the right attitude, that'll really just plug into the system that's proven, which is 20 leads a week minimum. 30 is a new 20, so you can get 40, but minimum 20. Do 15 presentations and do it every day. And do it for 90 days till you get proficient at it, that 90-day game plan. And after 90 days, you realize you know how to do the slice, you know how to overcome the objections, you know how to, if you focus on the business, you know how to handle all the any underwrite issues, then you can teach a team to do that. But after 90 days, you're gone. But if you just plug in the system, you can't. I mean, 100,000 is a minimum wage in this business. And you have everything here. You have the lead support, you have the slice app, you got the same day pay. You can even do reinstate around your computer, man. I mean, why wouldn't they make it? The only people the person won't make it in this business is they will not go to work. Bottom line. And the only radio station they listen to is WORK AM to PM, baby. Come out.
I've never heard that one. I like that, though. The only radio station they need to listen to is WORK AM
and PM.
Or FM. Or PM, AM or PM.
Morning to night, baby. Morning to night. Come on.
You hear all these new gurus that put out all these YouTubes that talk about how much they're right and how great they are, how they've built this and that. And, you know, there's so many of them that are fake and phony. Yeah. It blows my mind.
I see it all the time, Ryan. Some of the stuff these people are saying just blows my mind, too. I'm like, what the heck? I don't get on social media that much, but I can tell you this. You can probably count on your hand how many of those people have ever been, say, the number one agent in their agency or in their company, or had the number one agency. See, I could talk that snack, but I could tell them the real deal. The real deal is you got to go to work. All the other stuff don't mean nothing, because I've been the number one agent with several companies, Senior Life, Lincoln Heritage, and Midland. And I've done 2 of them part-time. Number one in America, because I sell the love, right? And then the second thing is, been in one of the agencies, a lot of guys talking all this stuff about how to close and how to do this. They don't really know, but they haven't experienced it. You know, they haven't experienced it. You got to go in there and know when you get in that confidence. I go in there expecting to make the sale. I don't go in there hoping I make a sale. I go in there expecting to close the daggone deal, baby. Because it's going to be a sale made in that house, Ron. They're going to sell you. You're going to sell them, right? But see, most people try to sell the insurance. But see, Charlie G, I just try to sell the love. So that's why when they know that you're sincere, they have no problem giving you that checkbook, the route number, the account number, telling their friends, your family about you, because they feel like you're part of the family. You broke bread with them, you see. And that's where a lot of agents get off at.
You know, so why is it so hard for an agent to plug in and do exactly our system, work 4 days a week, if it takes more, work more, and make the kind of money that they want to make for them and their family? It does amaze me that it's such a small number.
Well, and go ahead. I can tell you why, in my opinion. You know, because see, Ron, and I said this before in a previous podcast, is that from kindergarten through high school, we're all taught, for the most part, honey, go to school, get good grades. If you're blessed to go to college and find yourself a job, J-O-B. And that stands for just over broke. And that's where they pay you just enough we don't quit, and we do just enough we don't get fired. It's like the Industrial Revolution type mentality. So they're expecting you to get a job, that financial security, that security, Maslow hierarchy of needs. The first one is survival. And so what they're looking at, that guarantee. You know, I go back to the time we had the call center back in the day. Captain and I had hired 10 people to work strictly salary, $10 an hour. They write so much business, they didn't know what to do. And I felt so bad. I felt like I was taking advantage of them. And I put them on a commission, higher commission, 85%. And the production did this, boom. Because that security thing was pulled from under them. They were still writing $4, $5, $6 a week under the salary, get a little bonus for getting a little extra, but they just couldn't see it. They were, I mean, I'd say minimum wages, but that's what it was. So people allowed fear to hold them back. You know, life is about choices. If this were the only thing you could do, which is sell life insurance to feed your family, would you starve or would you live? And if you would live, then how are you going to do this? You got to find a way to do it. So you can either go prospecting all the time, like people did, like I used to do back before I came with you guys, or you just plug it to the system and get your 20 to 30 leads a week. Hit it 4 days hard. You got to go 5, go 5, go 6, go 6. Write down your goal and don't stop till you get it. That's what it takes. And you can do that easily with our company, but you get that mental blockage, you know. They have to look at this like it's a business, not a job. That's what they have to look at.
Well, I can tell you this. If I was a new agent, I would work with you all day long because you have the track record that supports what's coming out of your mouth. And if anyone joins your organization, if they will just follow the leadership and trust and believe what you're saying is true, and understand it may not happen right off the bat. It may take a month or 2 or 3. Sometimes it happens fast for people. Sometimes it's slow.
That's right.
But don't give up so quickly. You know, don't have fear. What's there to fear? If you're not going to work, there's a lot of fear you should have.
Oh, no doubt.
But if you go to work, the fear's gone because you know out of every 2 to 3 people that you talk to, you're going to sell 50, 60, 75% of them.
That's right.
And you've done it year after year after year after year. I just wish people would follow the leadership of people like yourself and others that have done it, because if they do, they can find a great home, they can make great income, great money, and it can be something that can change their life and their family's lives.
You're 100% right. You know, a lot of people talk about being coachable, Ryan. Unfortunately, a lot of folks aren't. They say that to get you in, but coachable means just like the 90-day game plan. First house by 9. Be on the phone 9 o'clock dialing and work to dart and do that 3-4 days a week. And you get the same objection 4 or 5 times. At some point, you can say, listen, I'm about tired of hearing this. I want to think about this thing. I'm going to start doing what I got to do. Miss Jones, I can appreciate the fact you want to think about it. You know, if I were your shoes, I'm going to think about it too. But let me tell you something. Like mama, there's two things that no policy pays for, Miss Jones, and that's waiting and thinking. And baby, you've been thinking for 74 years, Miss Jones, and another day is just an excuse not to get you where you qualify. Don't you agree? You're right. Because Miss Jones, you and I both know if you don't take care of the day, you never will. The cost of dying going to still be high, and that burden was in place on your daughter, Susan. Now, do you want the 8,000, ma'am, or with the 10,000 be better for you? Just put her in that boat, man. Put her in the boat. Let her seal it up and do the application, get some referrals, and go to the next one, you see.
Anybody that's in the Northeast that wants to get into the final expense business should call you and reach out to you. You've got a lot to offer them. You're a great leader, a great coach, and if they'll just hold your hand, you'll just about pull them to the top as long as you know they're putting forth the effort.
You're right, Ron. That's what Kathy and I'm looking for. Just good people that are coachable, you know, and it's sad that folks come in, you get them trained up, and they get their first lease. How much is a lease? Oh, it's like, God, man, you better be saying, thank God for lease, because without lease, you're not going to make a dime. You got to have people to talk to. So if they're allowed to coach them, and they'll go to work and they'll plug in, because I'm in the call center every day with these agents. My wife and I, we got a system. We train them up. We teach them how to do the slice, how to overcome the objections. We give the whole 9 yards. She has her first part, and after they get trained up by her, they come in with me. They get some live calls. I do a presentation. They can listen to me. I listen to them, critique them. There's no way to sell if they plug in. They're so worried about things that don't matter. They have to be able to put in the time. And if a person can work part-time, they still have to be committed to working 20 leads a week. Because I did it. You work in part-time, you have certain hours to go to work. You know, when I worked in the Air Force, I got in at 0700. I was out 1500 every day. 1600, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, sometimes 1700. And I got off work, I took a shower, and I had to go see 3 leads every evening. That's 5, 10, 15 leads every week. And then Saturday was my money day. It's called Saturday. I knocked out the rest of my leads, and I went out Saturday, and I went to work. And that was a rest repeat, and there for 3 years. And so I didn't just sacrifice, my wife sacrificed too, you know, because she had to hold everything down. Because I was like, if I hadn't taken Saturday off from working, and if I was pissed, and she knew it. Christmas time, we had to go there one time. And I was like, man, I got to go to work. And so that's where you got to have that hunger, and then get into this thing and just focus. And then after a while, it takes a life of its own. You're just rolling, you know, because you got renewals coming in, you got daily pays, and it just makes it so much different. So people just got to be serious about wanting to go to work. You got to realize this is a business, it's not a job. It's a simple business, but it's not easy, because it was easy, right? Everybody would be doing, but you got to plug into somebody that knows what they're doing, follow their leadership, and then the good things that happen for you and your family.
I like what you just said, and I'm going to close on that, is that if you're going to join a company that's got the track record, join a company that's making it happen, join a company that has the right opportunity, and then go to work and never look back. Because every year that you're in this business, you're building up more and more and more renewal income. And after you get 3 or 4 years in the business, that renewal income gets higher and higher and higher. And then especially if you start building, that renewal income just grows exponentially. At the end of the day, what are we better at than Lincoln Heritage?
You know, when I left Lincoln Heritage, it was 2011, and that's when they terminated us all back in 11. But I think everything's better, honestly. You know, I think they might have us on one little area, and I think we catch them on that with a young company. I think the customer service side of it, but everything else, I feel that we got it down. I mean, you can't get paid no quicker than this. I mean, where can you go and write a policy now, hit submit, and have that money in your bank before the bank closes today? That don't happen everywhere. We pay, the money's there, you get paid. We have the telesales, we have the Slice app. I mean, we have the total package, man. So I tell you, man, I don't see why a person would take this company over Lincoln. I mean, I have nothing to say about Lincoln. I love them because they pay me every month. They pay my wife every month. But guess what? You got to move on. I take my talents to Soft Beach, baby. I had to come to senior life all my life. You know, we've been here for 27 years, and hopefully I can kick another 27 years. I mean, I'm 62. I ain't 92, so I got a few more years to blow them up, baby. But the only radio station I listen to is what, Ron? W what? W.
WORK AM
to
and PM.
Come on, baby.
I like that
radio station.
I'm going to have to steal that from you, okay?
You can get it, baby. You can get it. It's patent and say, hey, man, see, that's the radio station that I've enjoyed the interview, man.
Well, I appreciate everything you've done for Senior Life and all the years that you've been with us. You know, there's been some ups and downs, obviously, with my health, but we're kind of through all that now, and that's why our production is skyrocketing, and it's going to only continue to skyrocket. And if Lincoln thinks that writing $14 or $15 million a month is our goal and where we're going to stop at, they're asleep, because we're going to move right on past that. And, you know, I'm talking about $25 million a month, $50 million a month. And we've got the total package, and we're going to continue to improve it. So any agent that may have an interest in joining Senior Life in the Northeast, it's worth a call to Mr. Charlie Speller. It's a free call that you can make. He's going to tell you the good and the bad. He's not going to sugarcoat it. But if you're looking for a leader that has done it and is doing it, not just talking and putting out these videos, I can make you a millionaire, someone that's making it happen every day, they need to call Charlie Speller.
And I appreciate
you're the easiest individual that I've ever worked with, and we've spent a lot of nights together, and I appreciate everything you do, and I love you like a brother.
I appreciate it, man. Love you too, man. And I'll say this, I'll close with this. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. I couldn't do none of this without my bride. That's my ride or die, my business partner. And the guys want to come look at Charlie G and Senior Life, then Kath and I are going to take good care of you guys. And thank you for the interview. Have a phenomenal day. Senior Life, all you like.
All you like. One more thing. What's your telephone number?
302-363-7118.
It doesn't matter what company you may be with in final expense. It doesn't matter even if you're in the final expense business. If you're in the Northeast and final expense is something that you're considering or you may be in, call Charlie Speller. It's worth the call. It's worth the time. And I can assure you, if it's not a fit, Charlie will still be your friend.
Absolutely.
So, Senior Life, all your life.
All your life. You got it, baby.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Love you, brother.
Appreciate
Take
it.
Take it easy.
Thank you, now.
Yes.
Bye.